I grew up in a family that was totally silent on the topic of injustice. Not a word, not an action, not even the recognition that anything could possibly be wrong with the world. Somehow our lives were supposed to be enough just as they were, our family in its social context, a tiny unit that reached out, not much at all, it seems. My awareness of injustice had to wait till I left home and went to work. And then, thankfully, the messages arrived in a steady stream of painful stories about people's lives. Children abandoned, veterans homeless, poverty all around, and the list went on as it does. There were many stories that touched me, but one has stuck with me over the years. It's helped me see how the work of justice fits best for me. As a part of my work, I met a family, parents and an adult son. I'm calling him Omar. He was maybe 22 or so. They were immigrants only recently in the country, and they were applying for help for this son who was significantly intellectually delayed. Omar understood some words, but did not speak, and never had. The father, a doctor in his native land, was now driving a cab, the mother at home with the son. This young man did nothing but sit on the couch and stare uncomprehending at the television. Both parents were worried about his mood and about his absolutely inert response to life, especially since he was healthy and had no physical limitation. In the interview room, Omar demonstrated this absence of energy, sitting unmoving, head down in his lap. He showed no interest or sign of recognition that anything was going on around him at all. I asked some basic questions, searching for some clues about his state, but nothing seemed to explain this absence of spark in his life. Eventually, I just asked the parents if there was anything that Omar liked, anything that brought him to life in some way. And the father responded quite quickly. Yes, he said, the boy loves cats. And with the sound of that word, this boy's head raised from his lap, his life showed up on his face. Staring at his father, his eyes brightened and energy appeared. A cat, that was it. Just a cat would bring him to life. That was the place to start, to find young Omar some joy. Predictably, I asked him, could they get him a cat? No, they said, they couldn't afford one. Not the cat, or the food, or the litter, nothing. It was all more than they could manage, even though they wished it otherwise. I was stunned. How could this possibly be? But for me, that wasn't even the worst of it, because just one day before, literally 24 hours, I had been to an animal shelter myself and got a kitten. And to make matters worse, the kitten was given to me for free. Me, who had plenty of money to afford a cat, me whose life was comfortable, much easier than theirs. I could have paid for my cat. I could have bought 10, and they couldn't even have one. Not one for this boy who loved nothing else. I sat silently, my mind reeling about this intimate bit of injustice that directly implicated me. It was as if I had stolen the one thing that would bring life to this boy. It was impossible for me to let this one go. In my horror and my need to respond, though, there emerged a gift I didn't expect. And that was the feeling of my caring and my clarity of purpose combined. This was justice demanding action. It was justice up close where my heart was involved, justice one life at a time. I had never been able to see myself in the loud vocal role of the activist on TV, but this was work that was mine. This tiny moment of energized involvement might seem insignificant in the larger scheme of things, but for me, I realized it was not. It was valuing the spirit of somebody's life and hoping to bring it alive. Not money, not power, not anything flashy, just a moment of rightness for a person in need. I couldn't have been happier to take this project on. This bit of work for justice was a gift that was given to me. And this was what my family had missed.